Today's live session, I want to talk about 7 essential money or financial lessons that every mother should teach her daughter. So, we're looking at money matters for little or young ladies or young women, how they should handle money, the money lessons that we as mothers, as grandmothers, want to pass to the younger ladies or the younger women in our lives. So, whether you have a little girl at home, you have a teenager, you are a grandmother, or you have a granddaughter, or a lady who looks up to you, then today's video live session is for you. These money lessons will help to shape the financial lives or the money matters of our young ladies, of our friends, our daughters, our granddaughters. 7 essential money lessons. I know that we all, as mothers, as grandmothers, we want to raise financial confident, independent, and money smart daughters. But it all starts from what we teach them. It all starts from what they see about money and what they learn about money from us. So I want to encourage you to please watch, stay with me till the end. I'll talk about 7 essential money matters lessons, and I'll also give an additional tip to help us. So, what are the money lessons that we should be teaching our young ladies? The very first thing that we must teach them is to let them know that saving money is a superpower. We should let them know that it is not enough for them to earn. It is not enough for them to have money. That is important that a part of what they have, a part of the money that is given to them or either earned by them, should be saved, no matter how small. Once they receive money in any form, it's important that we teach them that a portion of it should be saved. And there are various ways by which we can teach them. We can teach them depending on the age that our daughters are. We can teach them money lessons, how to save money. You can start, if they are little, to have a jar whereby whenever they are given money, we tell them that they should put a part of that money into that jar, or we can create a piggy bank for them whereby a portion of the money that comes to them will be set apart into that jar. Or if they are younger children, younger daughters, we can take them to the bank to open a bank account, a savings bank account for them. So it's important that they do not only, we're not just telling them what to do, but we also show them how to save money. So that is the first money lessons that as mothers we should teach our daughters, or the young ladies, or the ladies that look up to us. We must let them know that saving money is a superpower. Thank you so much. Let me know where you're watching from and tell me your name. Hello, Isanova. Welcome. Let me know where you are watching from. And the number 2 lesson, essential lesson that we as mothers should teach our daughters, our granddaughters, the young ladies with us, or the ones that look up to us, is that they must budget. We must make them to understand that budget is not control. Budget is a form of freedom. We should explain this to them, that budgeting is simply a spending plan. It is how they can take control of their money. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Jason. Hello, Roy. Welcome. Welcome. This is Money Matters. This is Modupe. Let me know where you're watching from, and thank you for joining me this evening. Please like the video, share to other people, other mothers, so that they can learn and also teach the ladies, the daughters with them. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please, I ask you to subscribe to Money Matters with Modupe. And what we are looking at this evening is 7 essential money matters, financial matters that mothers should teach their daughters or their granddaughters or the little ladies with them. I have said the first thing is that they must know that saving money is a superpower. They have to save a part of every income that they earn. Saving is the foundation for building wealth. Saving is the way by which they will start to create wealth even as they grow older. And it's better that they start early. They start saving money early. The second point I have talked about is that they must budget. We should help them to understand what budgeting is all about. Budgeting is not restriction. Budgeting is not control. Simply, budgeting is just a way. It's just a spending plan. It is helping us, telling us how we should go about the income or the money that we have received. Hello, Samuel. Thank you so much for joining. Good evening. Let me know where you're watching from this evening. Thank you for joining me. And one way by which you can help them or teach them about budgeting is that we will help them to either one of two ways. Either we get a book, help them with the budgeting, or we can go online and use various apps. But what we would use and how we go about it will depend on the age of our daughters. If they are younger children, then we should use age appropriate demonstration. If the child learns best by seeing, by putting things down, then we can decide to have, use a book to help them with budgeting. Don't forget, I said that budgeting is simply a spending plan. So it is us telling them, explaining to them that, okay, on one part, you put down the money or the income that comes to you. It could be your salary if they are younger ladies, or it could be gifts, money gifts that people have given to them. But we must help them to budget. We must help them to put down, to understand what they have and how to use what they have. So that is how we will teach them. I'm just looking at this point and bringing them down. So as I speak this evening, let me know what you think. Let me know if you have used any of these lessons in the past and how you have communicated these lessons either to your daughters or your younger ones, your sister. As long as it is a younger lady, that is the whole essence. We teaching our daughters, younger ladies, how money works. And the third lesson that I have here is that we must teach them the value of earning money. Basically, there are 3 ways by which we earn money. Number 1, it could be from employment. We get a employment, we're employed somewhere, and then we're given money. It could be a teacher, a doctor, whatever. That is employment. Or secondly, it could be because you have a business, you are an entrepreneur, and so you have a business that you run and you make profit from your business. That's the second way by which people earn money. And the third way is when you have investment. You have investment, and this investment brings in money. So we need to teach our younger ladies, whether our sisters, our daughters, our granddaughters, we must teach them the value of money. We must help them to understand that, look, money doesn't just fall on trees, no, but these are the ways by which we get money. You have to give something in exchange for money. You have to give value in exchange for money. So either it could be service that I give, or I sell a product, but there must be an exchange of value. That is how money is gotten. That is how we earn money. So we need to start explaining to our daughters, our children, from while they are young, that this, you have to do something in order for you to get money. And no matter what age they are, we need to start and gradually teach our daughters about money. Help them to understand that something goes before money comes. And it has to be something that is valuable. It has to be something that somebody else is willing and ready to exchange for money. I have made my daughter to understand that, look, just because you need something or you want something does not necessarily mean that you must have the money, to get that thing. You have to be able to give something that is valuable. You have to be able to give something that is tangible. There must be an exchange, something that is value before you get money. So we have to teach them that there is value. You must give something, and that this value that we give is the basis of the exchange of money. So money doesn't always grow on trees. There must be something. Money is simply an exchange for value. That is the third money lessons that as mothers we need to teach our children. And so the fourth money lessons that we must teach our daughters is that the value of smart spending. A lot of people, not just children, even adults, do not really understand, how to spend money smartly. I tell people, and that is the reality, that if you have money and then you spend that money that you have spent will never return, except where you have spent that money in acquiring assets or getting investment. But when you pay money for expenses or to acquire liabilities, that money, once spent, it is gone. So we need to help our children, our daughters, to understand the essence, the value of smart spending. We need to help them to understand the difference between wants and needs. Because once you have the money and you have spent it, it is gone. And the truth is that we always have limited money per time. Imagine you having, I'm in Lagos in Nigeria, if I have just 20,000 naira and I have a number of things that I want to do with that money. I have to think that, okay, out of the things that I have on my list that I want to use money for, I have to ask myself, which is the most important now for me to spend this money on? And these are some of the things that we must teach our children, that we must teach our daughters, that when money comes into your hands, you have to, it is not wise for you to just spend that money immediately. It is important that you take a break, you think about it, you reflect on the things that you want to buy. So we need to teach our children the essence of smart spending. Because you need a thing, because you have that money, does not mean that you have to spend that money. So we must teach them the essence of smart spending. And in doing this, we must teach them the difference between wants and needs. We must let them know that a need is something that you need. It is something that is important. It is something that you cannot do without. While a want is something that you just want, it is not really a necessity. For instance, we all know that we all need accommodation. But what will determine the kind of accommodation you need is the money that you have. If you have 100,000 naira, no matter how much you desire a bigger house, your money, the accommodation you can get is only for 100,000 naira. So we need to teach our children, our daughters, to understand the essence of smart spending, the difference between wants and needs, And also, we also need to help them to know how to bargain, how to compare prices. That it is not when you need something and you get to a place and they tell you the amount that you pay. No, you must be able to also compare prices, check prices, to see if you can get a good bargain, to see if you can actually get that item or that thing at a cheaper cost. So we as mothers need to make these exercises interesting and practical for our children, for our daughters, to see this essence or these financial lessons. And so the fifth money lesson that I have this evening is that we must teach our children the value and the power of delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. Like I said, just because you have that money does not mean that you should spend that money. And that is, delayed gratification is very key if you want to grow and be money wise. It is one of the things that we must do. You don't have to spend now. You must know that, look, I need this thing, or I want this thing, I want to get this thing. You must ask yourself that, is this something that I must get now? Ask yourself, is this something that you can get later? Is this something that you can get at a discounted price? Is this something that you can do without? These are the things that you need to ask yourself. And these are the things that we also need to teach our daughters. Our daughters are watching us, the way we as women, the way we as mothers spend and handle our money. It is not just important for us to make money. We have to understand how to manage this money, and we need to understand how to multiply this money. So it is what we do that our daughters see, and eventually they will do. So I want to encourage us that whatever we do, we need to be smart with our money. And when we're smart with our money, our daughters will see us and also learn and imbibe these things, these money lessons that they see us do. So help your daughter to delay gratification. Another money lesson is that we must teach our daughters, the essence of creating money goals, and also creating visions for our children. We must teach them that when it comes to goals, we have short-term goals, we have medium-term goals, and we have long-term goals. Don't forget that our children, our daughters, will eventually grow up and will have to handle their money, they will have to handle their income by themselves. So it is important that we start laying that foundation for them. So help them to set goals. Ask them questions depending at the age of our daughters, of these young ladies that we're teaching. If they are younger, then we have to bring that teaching, we have to bring that lesson to their age for them to understand, for them to know that, okay, what do you want? What would you like? It could be as small as they saying that, okay, I want a toy. Then at the same time, they also want this, they also want that. Then you teach them that, look, when you have money, your money might not be able to buy all these things that you need. So when you set goals for them, they are able to see. And when they are saving, the first thing that we talked about is that we must teach them the power of saving money. So you also, you have to bring all these money lessons together because they are all interwoven. So when you're telling your child or your daughter that she has to save money, you are also telling her that, okay, this money that you have saved, you are going to use it to purchase or buy one of the things that you have put down as your goal that you want to achieve. And as they save, it is important that you also help them to track their savings. So if this week they are able to save maybe $2, £2, or 1,000 naira, it's important that You make them see. If they are younger children, you can get transparent jars whereby as they put the coin or as they put the notes, they are seeing it. They are seeing it grow. And then as they take out money from that jar, they are also seeing that money is reducing. These are practical ways that we as mothers should be teaching our daughters about money, because we want to raise financially strong, financially independent, confident ladies, and who are able to make smart money moves. So thank you. If you have been watching, let me know where you're watching from. Tell me your name and let me know where you're watching from, and tell me as well, which of these money lessons are you teaching your daughter or teaching people around you? I want to hear or read from you. So don't forget that you must teach them the power of saving. You must teach them the power of budgeting, of planning the money that comes to them. We must teach them the power of smart spending. Don't forget, we must also teach them the value of earning money. And I have talked about the ways by which we earn income. Another money lesson that we must teach our daughters as mothers is that they must understand the power or the value of credit, and also the paying of debts. Borrowing money, getting loan advances or salary advances. We must explain to them that when it comes to borrowing, there are two basic types of borrowing. Some people will call them good borrowing and bad borrowing. That when you borrow money to put into something that will yield more income, that will give you bring you asset or investment, that is good borrowing, that is credit. But that when you borrow money to fund your liabilities or you spend on expenses, that is a bad debt. We must help our daughters to understand. And that is why when I talked about delayed gratification, one of the reasons why some mothers or some people keep borrowing is because they have wants. They want to buy things and they want it now. And when they want it now and they don't have enough money to buy that thing that they want now, what happens is that mothers or even adults go to borrow money either from banks or even from friends and families. We want to teach our daughters that, look, it is important for us to be able to delay this gratification that we have, especially if it is not urgent, especially if it is not something that is very crucial for us to have. So we must tell them the effect of borrowing, that when people borrow, especially from banks or from institutions, that you need to also repay with an interest. So what happens is that you are using tomorrow's money to fund today's liabilities. And we don't want our children, our daughters, to enter into a tomorrow that will cause them pain. So as mothers, we need to explain to our daughters the effect of borrowing, the effect of getting things on credit, especially things that will not keep generating money for us. So we must teach them that. We must help them to understand and tell them that, look, if it's not important, avoid loans that will bring in unnecessary interest. So please, if you have gotten value or you are gaining value, please, I want you to like, I want you to share to other mothers, to other people who have girls in their life. And please, if you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe to Money Matters with Modupe. So the number 7 financial money lesson that I want mothers to teach their daughters is the power and the value of investing. I must say again that saving money and investing money are two separate things. When you ask some people that, do you have investment, they tell you that yes, I have investment. And when you ask them that what are the investment that you have, you hear them telling you that, oh, I have money saved in the bank, or I have money saved here. Saving money is not the same thing as investing. Saving money is the basic, it is the foundation of creating wealth. But beyond you saving saving money cannot make you wealthy. Saving money cannot make you financially independent. And that is one thing that I want us as mothers to teach our daughters. We need to explain to them the difference between saving money and investing money. And we need to help them to understand how they can invest their money. Investment is simply making your money to multiply. It is simply making your money to grow. While saving money should be for a short period, especially for emergencies, investment is usually for longer period. Don't forget that we have spoken to our daughters about having short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. So when it comes to short-term goals, our savings, it is okay for us to use our savings to achieve our short-term goals. But when it comes to our long-term goals, like we want to help our children to create an educational fund, we want to help our children to start preparing for their retirement, you cannot help them by telling them to save money. They have to start investing. They have to start investing in stocks. They have to start investing in shares. They have to start investing in real estate, mortgages, putting down equity and being able to match it so that they can, spread their assets. Because it is important that our children start creating assets. Our daughters start creating assets while they are young. So I've talked about 7 money lessons that as mothers we need to start teaching our daughters. So the extra one that I have, money lesson that we as mothers should teach our daughters, is that money is ultimately about legacy. It is about legacy. We must help our daughters to understand that money is not just for us to just have now and spend and, not bother about the future. We must help our daughters to understand that as we get this money, that we should also be in a position to also help people, to give to causes. Help your daughter to understand there are different kinds of causes. Every human being has a cause, has something that he or she is passionate about. So let us help our children to know that, look, it could be to orphanages, it could be to hospitals, it could be to the less privileged, but that money is also about legacy. They must be able to give. That is the spiritual aspect for us. That we must also teach them that money is also about legacy. When we leave something, it could be a trust for generations to come. You can imagine, as a mother, I leave something for my daughters, and then I also leave something for my grandchildren, my granddaughters. That is creating a legacy. You have some people who have, created businesses. Henry Ford, Walmart. There are families who started businesses, and these businesses have outlived them. So we as mothers should also teach our children, our daughters, that look, you're not just creating wealth for yourself, but you must also create something, leave something for the generations who are also coming after you. We must teach them that our daughters must be intentional about their money matters. They must take responsibility about their money matters, and they must be, deliberate about the decisions they make when it comes to their money matters. Let them understand that small act of generosity can make an impact. Knowing that if I keep giving somebody or keep giving to a cause $1 this month, $2 next month, or 1,000 naira here this month, or 10 CDs here, or pounds. Let us create value for our children. So in conclusion, what I'm saying is that, please, as mothers, it is not just enough to show our children love. It is not just enough to show care to our children, to our daughters, but we must, along with the care, along with the love, along with the education, we must be able to teach our daughters, give them, money wisdom, help them to build their financial confidence. And I want to implore us, encourage us to start today, no matter how small. I have a daughter. I have been able to teach her about money matters. So every income that she gets, either from her allowance, right from when she was in the university, she was able to open an account and she started to save. And as the money gets to a certain level, we remove the money from the savings account and put into an investment, so that she knows, and that she has continued even as she has finished her university education. And we need to start making our daughters to take responsibility. No, now she's very deliberate about her spending. She's very intentional about the things that she does. So I'm appealing to us as mothers. Let us help to start shaping the future of our children, to make our daughters responsible employees, to make them responsible business women, independent women who can make smart financial decisions. Imagine if, even if they're going to make mistakes, let them start making the mistakes while they are still young. Let them make that mistake while they are still with you, and you can help them. That is the goal that every woman should have for her daughter. So once again, I want to ask you, if you have not yet subscribed to Money Matters, please subscribe to get valuable insights on money matters, on legal matters as well. So please, I appeal once again, all mothers on this platform watching me, or you'll be watching a replay, let us help to build financially strong, financially stable, financially wise daughters who will also, continue to leave that legacy. I want to see a generation where we have smart women who are not just doing well in terms of raising children, in terms of, building a career, but also who are able to make smart financial decisions. So once again, I want to say a very big thank you for joining me on Money Matters today, here live. Thank you so much. Don't forget to please like this video. Please share with other women. And like I said, if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. And there are so many videos, enlightening, valuable videos on this channel. Money matters, legal matters, investments, money in marriages, money in relationship. And we have started a series on how to plan for the Christmas season, how we do not overspend, how we can make this season a fun time for us while it is not affecting our pockets and budgeting. So once again, I would like to hear from you, share your experience, and I will see you tomorrow when I'm back tomorrow same time to continue to talk on money matters, but on another topic. But if there is something you want me to talk about, please let me know. I read all comments, and I reply to all comments. And so until tomorrow when I will be back, remember, be money wise. Let's keep raising financially smart daughters. God bless you. Bye.